But in global earnings, tech giant Apple reporting its third quarter numbers, meeting subdued expectations. With this, Apple's revenues have declined now for 3 straight quarters. However, India seems to be emerging as the bright spot. Hormuz standing by now to take us through the details. Hormuz, so challenging times there for Apple, but India clearly stands out.
Well, yes, it does. Tim Cook has been pretty bullish on India, and he mentioned this when he was here during the opening of the stores as well. So let's take a look at what Apple mentioned about India during their earnings call. And India finds them mentioned about 9 times in their earnings call transcript. And they began by saying that the revenues from the India operations were at a record high. And we must keep in mind that the stores in Bombay and in Delhi were opened towards the later half of April. So there was still a little headroom, and despite that, there were record high revenues from the stores. And Tim Cook also mentioned that the performance of both of these stores has been higher than what was Apple's initial expectations. Now, they also mentioned that they are investing significantly in building their direct-to-consumer channels. But the highlight of the earnings call was Tim Cook's commentary on the growth runway that India has. And he said that there is a significant opportunity for growth simply because India is the world's second largest smartphone market, and Apple still has a very minuscule share. So there is a significant headroom for growth that Apple has in India. Now, coming to the numbers, well, it was a fairly dull quarter for Apple. Revenues were down 1%. The iPhone revenue, which is their biggest business, that was down 2%. The iPad revenue was down 20%. And the management is saying that the September quarter is going to be no different, and revenues may decline there as well. So if that happens, that will be the 4th straight revenue decline for Apple, which will be their worst streak in 20 years. And rightly so, the stock was down in after-hours trading when the numbers were announced, and it's down in pre-market trading as well. So all in all, a forgettable quarter for Apple, but India is certainly the apple of their eye.
Yes, it looks that way, doesn't it, Hormuz? Given the market share that Apple currently enjoys and the potential for future growth. Hormuz, many thanks for joining us. Let's stay with global earnings.